Hello, my name is Mrs. Correa, and I am one of the assistant principals at Lehman Middle School. I'm here today to talk to you just a little bit about Lehman Middle School in hopes of making your transition from the elementary school to our school just a little bit easier. This is a list of our administrative team at the middle school. Mr. Luca is our principal. Mrs. Thomas is our community school coordinator. She works with the family liaisons. Each grade level also has an assistant principal and a dean assigned to them. This list is the people that will be working with your children next year in sixth grade. Mr. Luca made a message for your children that I'd like to share with you now.
Hello, soon to be Lehman Middle School Chargers. I am Miss DeLuca and I will be your new principal in the fall. I'm really excited to welcome you to your new school. You guys are going to do a wonderful job. Just know that throughout the entire change from elementary to middle school, we will be here to support you along the way. Please do not hesitate to ask us any questions, and remember, we're here for you and you're going to love it. Go Chargers.
Great. So the next thing that I have that I'd like to share with you are some photographs. Mr. Hugo Lear is our new assistant principal for sixth grade. We are very excited at Lehman to welcome him to our Charger family. He has 10 years of teaching experience in another school district. He has worked with third through fifth graders. His partner is Miss Shackelford. She is the Dean of Students for sixth grade. The kids know her as Miss Shack. Her office is in the sixth grade hallway, and she is there to help the children with their behavior needs. Miss Phillips is the social worker for sixth grade. She is there to support the social and emotional learning needs of our children. If the kids are having a hard time getting along with their friends or getting along with a teacher, figuring out how to get homework done, Miss Phillips is an awesome person for them to seek out. Her partner is Mrs. Moreno. Mrs. Moreno's title is counselor. She's our sixth grade counselor. She also works with the children on their social and emotional learning needs. So if they are having anxiety about coming to school or having a hard time in the cafe, things like that, Miss Moreno has a whole bag full of tricks that she can share with them to make their days easier at Lehman. The last person that I wanted to talk about is Miss Soto. Miss Soto is our family liaison for sixth grade. Some of you might know her already because she does work with the entire family. So if you have older children, it may be that you're already working with Miss Soto. She does a very good job of finding resources in the community if the family is in need of something. She's also very good at helping families connect to the school. The next slide that I have is an overview of our Lehman Middle School values. So I would like for you to be able to see that.
Lehman Middle School Chargers are charged up for 2018-2019. We are setting the standard for a value-driven culture. We are committed to our families and community. Our values unify us. Together, we are strong. At Lehman Middle School, we celebrate respect for others. We inspire all stakeholders to be ready to learn. We nurture positive interactions. We design orderly transitions for a safe and productive learning environment. We value responsibility in our school and community. Everyone does their part to make Lehman the very best it can possibly be. Our Lehman Middle School values are at the core of our work with students. They are our navigation system, driving our community of learners to success. All stakeholders have a right to feel safe, welcome, and nurtured in the school environment. We are committed to instilling these values in our Lehman community. Will you join us?
Right, so that was an overview of our Lehman Middle School values. The next thing that I have to show you is some work that we've done with those values. And here is that work. So this has it spelled out what each one of the values that are listed over here on the left look like, sound like, and feel like. So an example would be readiness to learn. Readiness to learn looks like being on time. It looks like using an appropriate voice level, and it feels like being accomplished and safe and hungry to learn. These values we will work with the kids. I'm putting out another video today for them that has some explanation of those from some of the teachers that they'll have next year. We'll work on them during 6th grade camp, and every month at Lehman, we have value lessons that the children do that are connected to these values. The core classes that your child will take next year are language arts, social studies, science, and math. Language arts and math are both 80 minutes long, which is very similar to what they're doing in the elementary schools right now. For a middle school student, that's a large chunk of time, so our teachers do give them breaks. They have one single teacher for each one of these 4 classes. These are the exploratory options that your children signed up for last week. All 6th graders take this pathway. They take 12 weeks of career cruising, 12 weeks of a computer class, and 12 weeks of an art class. The choice that they had last week was to choose one of these things over here. So their second exploratory class will be band, orchestra, or choir. If they didn't choose one of them, it would be mariachi, civic engagement, or SEL. Lunch is another period that the children have during the day. It's split in half. It's a 40-minute period. 20 minutes is spent in the cafeteria with no more than 150 other 6th graders. No 7th and 8th graders are mixed in. The other 20 minutes they spend with their advisory teacher doing SEL lessons, talking about the values. They have time to read and time to do homework in that 20 minutes as well. Behavior expectations are spoken about at Lehman using a system that we call CHAMPS. There are 6 letters in CHAMPS. Each letter stands for something. So when a teacher is about to start an activity, they will talk about the conversation level that's expected, how the children can ask for help. They specifically spell out what the activity is for the child. They talk about movement. Is this a sit-still activity? Is this a partner activity? Are they able to move around the room, or are they expected to stay in their seats? The teacher talks about what participation looks like in that activity and what successful will look like in that activity. We have put together this system of CHAMPS to create a safe environment because we believe that if the children feel safe in their environment, they will be able to learn. We talk to them about their behavior and the expectations in the classroom and in the hallways while they're in the cafe, at after-school events, and during entry and dismissal. So here's some more information on entry and dismissal. We have the sixth graders separated from the upperclassmen. Door number 4 is where sixth graders come in and out of the building. They get off the bus. If they're coming on the bus, they go up the little hill, and that's their door. If they're being dropped off or they walk to school, there's a different door that they use. That's door number 7. Door number 7 is just to the right of the big doors where the upperclassmen go in. So they use door number 7 to come in and out of the school. This is a sample schedule that your child might have. All of these classes your child will have, they just won't necessarily be in this order. So you can see the English language arts, or we also have dual language arts, is a double block. That's 80 minutes, the same teacher for 2 periods in a row. They have health and PE. 2 trimesters are PE, 1 trimester is health. They have a double block of math. Again, that's 1 teacher, so those periods will be back to back like they are on the sample schedule. They have an advisory and lunch period that we talked about. They have a social studies class. In 6th grade, we study ancient civilizations. There's 2 exploratory classes on here. In the sample, we split them up just to make it very clear that those are 2 separate classes, 2 separate teachers, and they have a science class that they attend each day. Breakfast and lunch at the middle school is free, just like it is at the elementary schools. There are additional items that they can purchase. We have slushies, bottles of water, chips, and we have little bags of fruit snacks that they can buy. Breakfast is during first period. When they come into the school, there's many places that they can pick up breakfast, and we've built 5 extra minutes into first period so that they have time to have their breakfast. Lunch will be one of the periods between periods 4 and 7, and that's that class that's split in half, 20 minutes in the cafe, 20 minutes with their advisory teacher. Locks. So at Lehman, we sell sets of locks. They're 2 locks for $10. It's important that you buy the locks from us because on the back of the lock, there's a keyhole and the administrators have the keys. So if your child forgets their combination, we can pop that lock open with a key. All of the teachers also have a shared document that has the locker numbers and combinations on them. So if your child forgets their combination, any adult in the building is able to help them open that lock. We talked a little bit about gym. Gym they will have for 2 trimesters during the year. This is a picture of the locker room and a picture of the gym uniform. Each child is assigned one of these little lockers. That's where their gym uniform goes. When it's time to change for gym, they put all of their things in this big locker, take their gym uniform out of here and put it on, take the lock and put it on the big locker, go and have class. When they're done, they come back, transfer their gym things back to the little locker, put their lock back on their little locker, take their Chromebook and their books and all of their other things, and then go to their next class. All incoming 6th graders need a physical before they start school in the fall. So there's a part for you to fill out as a parent, there's a part for the doctor to fill out, and they also need to get their vaccinations. There will be a point in the fall where if this paperwork is not turned in, the child will not be able to come to school. At the middle school, all children have a Chromebook that is assigned to them. It does not go home with them. It stays at school. We have a charging machine that they put it in before they go home for the day. And then in the morning after they pick up breakfast, they go and pick up their Chromebook and they go to class. At the end of the day, their Chromebook charging cart will be close to their locker. They put all of their things away, get what they need to take home, put their Chromebook to charge, and away they go. Cell phones. Children can bring their cell phone to school, but it must stay turned off and in their locker. So that's part of their morning routine. And then in the afternoon, when they're getting their things to take home, they pick up their cell phone, and that's the end of that. Activities are very important for middle school children. We have tons of activities for them to choose from. It's a good time for them to meet new people. It's a good time for them to hang out with their friends. It relieves stress, it grows leaders, and most importantly, it's time for them to have fun in a nice, safe environment. This is a list of some of our activities. We have a chess club, we have drama club. Fishing club is an idea that one of our kids came up with. If your child has an idea of a club or an activity that you don't see on the list or that you haven't heard of, they can present their idea, and we have adults that are willing to run those clubs and activities. We have performing music ensembles. We have band and orchestra, choir, and mariachi that put on shows several times during the year. And we have athletics. So athletics is split into two different kinds for sixth grade. We have competitive athletics and intramural. Cross country, track, and wrestling are competitive sports for sixth grade. Soccer, basketball, and volleyball, those are intramural sports where the kids play against other kids that are also from Lehman. We also have cultural activities that are available for the children. We have a mariachi group and we have a ballet folklorico group. These pictures are pictures of the traveling portions of those groups. The actual groups are much larger. The children can try out for the traveling groups and they go all kinds of places. They go to restaurants, they go to colleges, they go all over the place to showcase what our kids are doing at Lehman. Sixth grade camp will happen in the fall. This should happen sometime in August before all the other upperclassmen come back to school. It gives your children a chance to put their things in their locker. They get some value lessons. They get to meet their teachers and be in the school and get a tour before the older children arrive. If you have questions, you can send them to me or your fifth grade teachers and they will forward them to me. We will also be sending out an invitation for a Zoom question and answer session so that you can get your answers in live time. I am really excited to be working with you and your children next year. I can't wait to see you.